Meantime, we want to tell you about some new findings in a poll that are absolutely chilling. This is from Gallup. It finds that 1 out of every 5 Americans did not have enough money at some point in the last year to buy food for themselves and their families. For the millions of Americans on food stamps, their struggle could become even harder. Next week, Congress is expected to vote on a bill that would cut funding for food stamps by $40 billion over the next 10 years. Joining me now is Margaret Purvis, President and CEO of the Food Bank for New York City. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk specific numbers. What's the impact if these cuts go through?
Well, the impact is actually multi-layered. For New York City alone, we're talking about a loss of about 76 million meals. That's more meals than we, the food bank, largest food bank in the country, distributed in a year. There's no way to make that up. It will also impact jobs. I mean, this is the grocery industry. I'm hoping that someday they're going to speak a little louder about this. Food stamps impact families and specifically children.
How many of these, the recipients of food stamps, are children?
More than half. 80% of recipients of food stamps are mothers and their children, largest number being the kids. So when they talk about, oh, people shouldn't be reliant on food stamps, the issue is that children rely on their parents to feed them. And when hard times come, food stamps actually make up a great resource.
You know, Margaret, what the argument is on the Republican side. They say, look, the program's out of control. It's gotten too large. The cost has doubled since 2008. The annual budget now almost $80 billion. They say, look, the bottom line is this is not sustainable. What do you say to them?
I say that it would be wonderful if we could wipe out a little thing called recession from our history, our very near history, but we cannot. Unfortunately, food stamp usage goes right along with where our economy is. We can't talk about able-bodied people going to get jobs when we know that there still are not jobs in many communities. The average new person who comes onto food stamps is only on the program for 10 months or less, which happens to be about the time it now takes to find a new job.
So what about this other potential impact of the bill? Because it would mean that adults without children can only get a full year of food stamp benefits if they're either employed or enrolled in a job training program. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I think it would make even more sense if they actually put some funding for job training programs. Most people who are receiving food stamps are the working poor. 91% of recipients are actually people who, there's an income, but they are living below the poverty line. So it's not that they are sitting on their lanai just enjoying this wonderful, luxurious life that comes with food stamps. They are having troubles having the ends actually meet. And that's it.
Margaret Purvis from the Food Bank of New York City, the largest in the country, as we'll follow this vote in the coming days. Thanks so much. Checking the news feed this morning.